Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
We're happy to have you here today, and you can see from this beautiful poster that I have holding up that we're going to be talking about a fundraiser that you'll want to be involved in. Our guest today is Heather McKenzie, and she's the Director of Education for the Midland-Odessa area AIDS support network. And this is an organization that a lot of people would just assume we never have had to have had, but we did. And it has been a wonderful support organization, an education organization for people with AIDS, their families, and for the general public. And it's also been a wonderful education for our public school children and our school children in the private schools, so that they understand the problems of sexually transmitted diseases and some of the things that they need to know to make their own personal choices. And Heather, before we get started, I want you to tell a little bit about yourself and how you came to be involved in this.
Well, I have been with MOS for going on 2 years, and I have a great love for my community and really like to be involved. And you know, they are a nonprofit and they receive no funding from the government at all, so it's all community based. And I began looking at the organization and then began working with the organization, and it has really been a blessing in my life, and I've learned so much, and now I can educate others in this area.
And it's an eye-opening experience because it's not something you normally think about,
No,
unless it hits you in the face because it's been involved in your family.
Exactly.
And that's why people need to know before it gets into their family.
Exactly. And unfortunately, you just don't hear much about it in the media anymore. But our fastest growing group is between 13 and 24. So we are still infiltrated with this disease. It's just not spoken about. And we've got some new stats in. CDC says that state of Texas, now we have 80,000 in the state of Texas that
With
are
AIDS.
HIV positive. So that's a huge number.
And it's not a death knell like it used to
No.
be, but it has a lot of stigma still attached to it because people are
Absolutely.
not educated about
And
it.
it's very expensive. You know, a lot of times one bottle of medication can run up to $2,500 a month. And a lot of patients require 4 or 5 different medications. So you can see how quickly that would take a pretty huge financial toll on a family.
And one of the things, though, that you do is you hold a couple of fundraisers during the year, and one of them is such a fun black tie event. So let's talk about the Masquerade Ball. And if anybody hadn't been to the Masquerade Ball, they need to be thinking about getting their tickets.
It is a wonderful event, and we're so excited this year because we're celebrating 25 years in the community, which is just a huge deal. And you know, we're so excited to also be able to honor Nancy Anguish. And she has done so much work in our community, and she actually helped to organize one of our very first fundraisers. So she actually showed us what we needed to do and how we needed to do that. So we're thrilled to honor her. And this year we're going to be having it on April the 23rd. It's going
Which
to
is
be
just a couple of weeks away.
very few weeks away. We are also going to be having it at the Midland Country Club in the ballroom. And we will have an auction, we'll have a wine pool, we're going to have a live band, the Jumping Giants. So it should be, you know, just a really fun event. An Italian, we're actually doing an Italian menu this year, so it will be Italian food. And wine and dancing, and it should just be a really nice event.
And so tell about how you get tickets.
The easiest way for them to be able to get tickets would be to call me at the office, and that number is 432-218-2002. And we'll be happy to give them all the information. We do have sponsors available, tables for sponsorship, and there will be limited seating available, but we are hoping to sell the event out.
And which you've done every year, I might add.
Yes, we
and
have.
so tell me, does everybody have to wear a mask?
No, you absolutely do not have to wear a mask, but if you would like to, absolutely come and enjoy the evening for what it is.
But it is a black tie affair.
It is a black tie. It's black tie optional, but most everyone does try to dress, so that's kind of part of the fun of the evening. Is really getting to enjoy dressing up and doing something that we just rarely
when
get
you
to
go
do
out and you have a
here.
wonderful meal
That's
and have a wonderful band and this beautiful setting, you
Yes.
need to take a little bit of extra time to dress up.
Yes.
And the honoring of Nancy Anguish is such a wonderful touch, because if anybody deserves it, it certainly is Nancy Anguish. And all of the proceeds go to the work of the Midland-Odessa Area AIDS Support Group.
Yes, they
and
do.
talk a little bit about what all that involves.
Well, that's a big undertaking, and we're beginning to undertake little different areas as well, with the economy being the way that it's been. We do benevolence, which means we offer support for families with an HIV diagnosis. But the economy has really been so bad here lately that has really increased in numbers, and we're trying to actually even step in and help the community in ways where we were not able to do so before. But what we actually do is we are able to step in, and we're able to help with medications, doctor visits, essential living necessities, and that is where the majority of that money goes to. And then we also do education.
And we've got lots more to talk about, because the Midland-Odessa Area AIDS Support Group does so much more than what she has just begun to talk. But we're going to take a break right now. We'll be back right after the break and continue this program.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.